Hey guys, it's Adam from LUCIDPIXUL. Recently, I've been raving a lot about Huion's latest pen displays, including the Kamvas Pro 19 and Kamvas 16, which you can check out right over here. What I have today, however, is Huion's 24-inch pen display, the Huion Kamvas Pro 24 4K, which they released back in 2021. With all these recent releases, you're far more likely to grab a great deal on this larger model, and I wanted to help you decide if it's a worthwhile purchase in 2025, or are you better off waiting for an updated version? Let's start with design and build quality. The Kamvas Pro 24 4K boasts an impressive design. It feels sleek and professional, with a durable aluminum alloy back that feels very substantial in the hand. The 23.8-inch display is generously sized, offering ample space for artists who enjoy creating on larger canvases, while not being overwhelmingly big like the 27 or 32-inch model. Note as well that compared to the XP Pen Artist Pro 24, which I reviewed recently, right over here, the bezel on the Kamvas Pro 24 4K is notably smaller, giving the Huion a slightly smaller footprint on your desk and might be a little easier to store away on the shelf when you're not using it. As I've mentioned in numerous past reviews, 19 inches is the largest size I would feel comfortable taking on the road. 24 inches is what I would consider the most versatile, quote, permanent setup sized pen display. However, its size and weight can be a double-edged sword. At nearly 13 kilograms or 28.6 pounds, the weight might surprise you, especially if you're coming from a much lighter pen display like the Kamvas Pro 19. That said, the weight is noticeable, but not unbearable. To me, the weight inspires confidence that it's a robust and well-built device. Huion have been thoughtful enough to include built-in kick-out legs, similar to their Kamvas Pro 19. Lastly, a feature that I find both thoughtful and useful are the two USB-A pass-through ports on the right side of the display, as well as a headphone jack if you want to plug in a pair of wired headphones. Moving on to display quality, one of the Kamvas Pro 24's standout features is its 4K UHD resolution, 3840 by 2160, which delivers sharp, detailed visuals. The fully laminated screen reduces parallax between the pen tip and the active pixels on screen, increasing accuracy when drawing. I tend to like Huion's lamination, maintaining image quality while offering a smoother, more responsive pen feel when drawing, and the same rings true here. The color accuracy is another highlight, covering 98% sRGB and 95% Adobe RGB, which is excellent. Note that the Kamvas Pro 24 4K does not come factory calibrated out of the box, which is a very appreciated feature on newer models. I have a very frustrating relationship with color calibrators and appreciate not having to deal with them if I can avoid it. That said, I found the colors to be very close, but did end up adjusting saturation and contrast manually to best match the Apple Studio display and have achieved very reliable results. Note as well that the Kamvas Pro 24 4K also supports HDR, but again, that dramatically changed the colors on my Mac, so for now, I felt safer sticking with the default color settings. Lastly, the color uniformity from corner to corner was excellent. This is a high-quality display that boasts very impressive results. Moving on to pen design and performance, the Kamvas Pro 24 includes the PW517 pen, which uses Huion's last generation PenTech 3.0 technology. The pen offers 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity compared to 16,000 levels on their newer models, 60 degrees of tilt recognition, and an impressively low actuation force even for older pen technology. In the hand, I actually slightly preferred the PW517 over the newer PW600. It felt slightly thicker and grippier in the hand, although the weight felt comparable. That said, however, all of Huion's pens feel great in the hand, although a touch more weight would be appreciated. As for performance, Huion is a premium product and is one of my favorite tablets to draw on, so much so that the Kamvas Pro 19 is now one of my daily drivers. Huion's newer PenTech 4.0 is, in my opinion, stellar, and I can feel the subtle difference between the newer ones and this slightly older PenTech 3.0, particularly in the line control and the minimum actuation force. But like I said, it is very subtle. This is still one of the best drawing experiences I've felt on a pen display. Lastly, you'll find a donut-style pen holder in the box that can be opened up to reveal additional plastic and felt pen nibs, as well as a nib remover. The pen can be placed upright or flat depending on your personal preference. Being a more permanent setup-sized pen display, the 24 doesn't come with a pen case in the box like their 19-inch model. Any upcoming upgrades might include one, but it's not a necessity in my opinion. Moving on to connectivity, the Kamvas Pro 24 4K offers flexible connection options, including USB-C, DisplayPort, and HDMI ports, making it compatible with a wide range of devices such as Windows PCs, Macs, and even some Android devices. If you aren't a fan of too much cable clutter, thankfully, the Kamvas Pro 24 4K supports USB-C. That said, working on a Mac, much like on the Kamvas Pro 16 Gen 3 that I recently reviewed right over here, I needed to connect my pen display using a separately purchased Thunderbolt cable, because all of the standard USB-C cables that I have didn't work. A minor, but common gripe of mine is the placement of the HDMI DisplayPort USB-C ports. Being someone who enjoys a clean setup both on and off camera, I'm not a huge fan of having wires sticking out of the top or the side of the display, particularly for a 24-inch pen display that you're more likely to have in a permanent setup. As for software and drivers, my experience with every Huion product I've reviewed recently has been the same. It's easy, well-designed, and reliable. You can check out my review of the Kamvas Pro 19 where I demonstrate and review the software in more depth. Taking a quick tangent, you'll also find a rechargeable wireless Bluetooth remote in the box. For a full review and comparison of this remote, you can check out my Huion vs XP Pen 19 video right over here. But the TLDR is, it works, but it's not my go-to accessory. I'm personally a fan of the Tourbox, which you can check out right over here. Before I share my final thoughts, let's take a moment to talk about two of their adjustable stand options, which for ergonomic long-term usage are essential in my opinion. The more affordable and more common option is their ST100, which is one of my favorite budget stand option styles. Firstly, you can adjust it all the way from almost completely vertical to almost completely flat, with very small adjustment increments to dial it in just right. Secondly, the stand is adjusted by pulling on a small lever located at the top of the display, which is excellent. That said, if you're looking for a little bit more versatility, the more premium VESA-connected ST500 doesn't only offer the opportunity to adjust the height and rotation of the display, but more importantly, and what I was most curious to test out, is that it allows you to pull it off the edge of your table, giving it a slightly more ergonomic and optimal position. The weighted base is substantial and weighty enough that there's no fear of the pen display tipping forward and falling off your desk. When in an upright position as well, there's even a little nifty pen holder cutout in the base. In my opinion, the ST500 nails it. It offers all the stability, build quality, and adjustability you could possibly ask for without taking up too much desk space and being so overwhelmingly heavy that you can't lift it off your desk without bracing yourself. Take note, however, that this is a little more involved to move around because the VESA arm doesn't lock in place vertically. So when lifting it off the table, you have to make sure to hold the stand and the base at the same time so it doesn't swing around, hit anything, or hit you. For that reason, if you're someone who doesn't care about leaning your pen display off the side of your desk and you prioritize portability, I'd recommend the ST100 instead. The Huion Kamvas Pro 24 4K, released in 2021, has earned my top spot for 24-inch pen displays, despite it not being a brand new model. The selling points for me are firstly, its excellent pen design and performance. Despite it using slightly older PenTech 3.0, it still holds up very well compared to the exceptional performance of Huion's newer PenTech 4.0 that in my opinion holds up to Wacom performance. The other plus for me is Huion's minimalist but robust build quality. The screen quality is excellent, although compared to newer models, the lack of factory calibration does sting a little, but it's nothing that a little tweaking can't fix. The built-in legs are appreciated, especially compared to Wacom models that force you to buy an additional $700 stand or it's essentially useless, but aren't ideal for proper ergonomics. That said, I often see their ST100 and ST500 model stands go on sale, so that makes them even more affordable, despite them already being very inexpensive for what they offer. I'm confident that Huion are already working on an updated 24-inch model that will include improved design and their fantastic PenTech 4.0. On that note, if you enjoyed this review of the Huion Kamvas Pro 24 4K 2021 edition and want to see more art tech and art career videos such as these, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and happy shopping. Take care.